Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Lizard Man, and I'm here to cover a topic that I have seen a lot of interest in, and that is, what do I do after I'm done with push-ups? And what do you mean done by push-ups? Well, a lot of people out there are after strength and power, and they want to do it without weights. There's a lot of reasons for that. Some of it's personal prejudice. Some of it may have to do with sports that they're playing where they don't want to get bigger or whatever. And, you know, granted, getting bigger is a dietary concern more than anything, and that's what we covered in a different video. But once you get past doing 10 reps or so of any exercise, you're really not building very much strength. You are moving into the endurance area, and when you're working on endurance, you're really not going to build a whole lot of new muscle. You know, there will be some over time, but it's not going to be what most people are looking for, and it's also not going to make them stronger. Now, for everybody who wants strength, you really have a couple options with the push-ups. One, you could pack more weight on your back with a backpack or some sort of device that you make, or a friend sitting on your back, slabs of concrete, whatever. Two, you could use resistance bands. There are some very good devices out there. There's the Power Push-Up from Lifeline Fitness, and resistance bands definitely have their place, and that's legitimate. But then there's the Pseudo Planche push-up. And this is the third option, and what that is decreasing the leverage. When you are in a push-up position like this, you have a 90-degree angle, pretty much, here at your body. What that does is that gives you a lot of advantage. If you just check out any kind of introductory physics, 90-degree angles are where you have the most advantage. As this angle decreases to where you are more like this, that is the beginning of a Pseudo Planche push-up. Anything behind your shoulders. When you're doing push-ups here, that takes a lot more strength, and therefore develops a lot more strength than any kind of push-up that you're going to do that doesn't involve decreasing the leverage. If you don't decrease the leverage, you've got to add weight. By decreasing the leverage, it forces your muscles to work harder. It does the same thing as adding weight, but you don't need a gym membership or any external device. So this is the cheapest and also one of the best ways to build strength in your upper body, especially for pushing. And perhaps most importantly, the Pseudo Planche push-up leads to the planche. I cannot do the planche. I'm a big guy. When I can, I will absolutely be putting that up. This is part of the road to that. This is part of the gymnastics progressions. And everybody that you see out there who's doing this, most of them use this exercise to help. This is just part of the transition. And what you want to do is, if you can do 10 or more push-ups, and really if you want to be safe, whatever, or if you like your push-ups, go to 20. But once you get past that, you're not doing yourself any good. Instead, unless your goal is a lot of endurance, if your goal is strength, you're not accomplishing it anymore. That's when you want to start doing your Pseudo Planche push-ups. And the way you're going to start is you just get in your push-up position and take a little step forward. This is a very slight forward lean. It's not much. It's not too difficult. But I'll tell you what, the first time I did this, I was a strong dude, and I got to about here and fell flat on my face. And it doesn't look like very much, but things get very difficult here. You start building a lot of strength really, really quickly. So take this step by step, inch by inch. And as you get to the point where you can do between 5 and 10 reps in a particular position, then for sets, okay? If you can do it once, that's great. That's progress. But until you can do at least 3 sets of 5 reps, you're not ready to scooch back. So take it easy and go ahead every week, test yourself. In the meantime, just practice these as you feel it's necessary. This is more strength training, so you're going to need more rest after these than you will from regular push-ups. And to get the full benefit out of these, if you notice, I lock my elbows at the end of every repetition. That is very important, because if you're trying to do any kind of gymnastics work, okay, or if you're interested in developing those skills, a lot of b-boys want planches, for example, and parkour guys, things like that. If you really want it, then you've got to develop the straight arm strength. And that means being able to support your body with locked arms. And this is how you start building that. So The first thing in this is a planche lean. That's when you don't do the push-up. You just get into the pseudo planche position, just like the push-up position. When I was in Navy SEAL training, we called that the leaning rest because we spent a lot of time there, and that's what it ended up being, as a rest. But that would be just a push-up lean, and a planche lean is just slowly moving into that planche position where your hands are closer to your hips. So what you're going to do is you get down, and you're going to hold this for time. First thing you're going to want to do is see where you can actually hold yourself, how far forward you can go. See, my elbows are locked. Even this is not as good as this. That little difference really changes everything. So let's say that you get to the point where your hands are pretty far back, right? You're on the floor, your hands are pretty far back, and you're doing push-ups here. I don't actually know if I can do it that far back. Let's see. So you come down, boom, 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 boom. All right? Let me tell you, that's really rough. When you start doing these, you're going to feel it in your chest, your shoulders, your biceps, a lot of places. I know the biceps sounds funny, but when you think about it, when you're supporting yourself like this, that's forearms and biceps working. And it's really rough. Part of the reason you have to take your time on this is because your muscles will get strong at a faster rate than your tendons and ligaments. And this is training the connective tissue. This is what people in old times used to refer to as real strength. And that was tendon and ligament strength. That's one of the big benefits of using decreased leverage. If you do the full range of motion and you take your time, you will develop incredible, almost inhuman strength. So, once you've gotten to the point where you're in that pretty deep lean, and you can get that, the way you keep increasing the difficulty is you just get yourself next to a bench or a stairwell or anything else, and you hop your feet up on there. So, by increasing the elevation of the feet, you make this exercise even more difficult. So at the point that I'm in, see, it's much more like a real planche now. So you keep those locked elbows, come down. And a couple things to look out for. One, you might be tempted to stop here or dip down. Stay straight, lock the elbows. Two, when you come down, a lot of times it's easy to come forward, right? It's easy to be down here. A lot of times when you're pressing up, you're going to want to push backwards like this. See how I moved from here to here? A little bit back? Don't do that. If you come down here, stay here. Don't let yourself move backwards if you don't have to. You want to fight it. You want to make this as hard as you can, not as easy as you can. For some of you, this is going to be very difficult on your wrists. That's another reason to take this slow. Okay? So, have fun. Take your time on this. And I want to hear some feedback from people as you guys get strong. Alright, I hope you guys have great luck with this. And this is just an introductory video. I've got a friend who's looking for information on this. So, I have put this together so I can get that out to him tonight. It's just a lot easier than making an email. So, I will be making more videos for other positions as time goes on. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a great holiday season. Lizard Man out.